Hello, everyone. This is Father Son Galaxy. I am Kerwin. This is Keith.
Hello.
We're going to talk about Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. It's now on Disney Channel and Disney Plus. It's a series that premiered in February. It's the story of Lunella Lafayette, a 13-year-old who lives with her multi-generational family and her dinosaur on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. It is a series with stories that cover relevant topics such as gentrification and cyberbullying. Who better to discuss this family-friendly show than with another family, the Geeky Dad and the Multiverse Kids. Raphael Moran is a writer, artist, producer, and father of 3 children. He is the host of the Geeky Dad Podcast, where he and his children discuss the latest in geek culture. We welcome the Moran family to Father Son Galaxy. Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
All right.
Hello.
It's so great to see you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Raphael,
it's very exciting to be on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Raphael, if you could start with introducing your children.
Yes.
I'm Arianna. And I'm Rayaan. And we're the Multiverse Kids.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Wonderful. All right. So let's talk about the Geeky Dad Podcast. All right. Could tell us why you started the podcast?
Well,
he started the podcast.
right.
We just chimed in because we wanted to. The first 2 episodes, we were just like guest stars.
Yeah.
And then
They took over the show.
Yes. We taken over
That's
the
what
show
happened.
multiple times.
Yeah.
Yes. And finally, we got our own show. So I guess we did take over the show.
Yeah. And they love everything geek related. They love Star Wars. They love Marvel. They love DC.
Star Trek.
I got him into Star Trek now. So
I'm more of other stuff, like background stuff. Yeah. Like Back to the Future, retro stuff,
yeah, they
things
like
that.
I'm getting them into like
So,
80s movies now.
Do you
Yeah.
like the DC geek, Marvel geek, video game geek?
Yeah.
No. Yes. No.
No?
Yes. No. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this is basically what happens. It's a war every
Yeah.
episode.
I
Two
I love-
siblings always fight.
Yeah.
And I always win.
No.
No. You shall lose.
Nobody wins.
Monster.
The only one that wins is the audience.
No.
Now.
Me. Wow.
Yeah, I love that. Especially the part where you said, Raphael, that you're showing your children the 80s movies. I'm actually doing the same thing with Keith. We haven't seen too many of them, but when Star Wars made an announcement last year that they're going to come out with a show called Skeleton Crew.
Right.
It's going to be it's going to have an 80s feel to it. It's going to be nostalgic. It's going to feel like an Amblin Spielberg film from back in the day. They reference E.T. and the Goonies and Back to the
It's going to
Future.
be a cast with like a family, and it's going to be centered more on the kids, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, right. They said the kids are the
Main antagonists.
the focal point, but it's not a kid show, so it should be a show that all ages can enjoy. Yeah. So far, Keith and I have seen together E.T. and Back to the Future, right?
Yeah.
No,
Mhm.
you've seen that. You've
Seen it.
We're doing a Back to the Future episode very soon on our show. Actually.
Yeah.
Nice.
Have you seen
Okay.
all 3 movies or just the first?
That's funny. I've only seen the first 2. I still have not seen Back to the Future Part 3.
Oh wow!
Well, why don't we?
Well, we should. Yeah, absolutely. We should
You know
see
what?
it.
Let's do some. Let's go to Target. Let's get some popcorn and some snacks, and let's watch them today.
I don't know if we'll watch them today,
Yeah,
but
we'll
I have
watch them
the entire trilogy on Blu-ray. So
I think the second car that can float is better because trash is everywhere, so
Yeah.
we can always use it. Yeah.
Yeah. We also saw Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
They saw E.T.
Yeah, you were too young when we saw E.T.
Yeah.
What else did we see? Oh, we saw the Star Wars movies, of course. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I miss Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I didn't get a chance to see that, so I still have not seen it. There's a lot of movies actually
It's on
from the
Disney
80s.
Plus.
Yeah, it is on Disney Plus. So there's a
Everything's
lot
on
to catch
Disney
up on.
Plus. Disney Plus is on Disney Plus.
Like we always have free time at night, so we always watch something at night.
Yeah, because I
Good.
work a lot of hours, so
And
I only have
Sunday,
the nighttime.
at
to be with the
Sunday,
kids.
we like watched everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
because this is the only day that he's actually at home for the whole day.
Yeah.
Every Friday, we always watch a movie.
And Sundays we usually record too our show.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Good. Got it. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. And what are the things you like to do as a family, or
Board games.
Yeah.
Board games,
Movies.
video games, movies, TV.
Okay.
So, like, what we usually do is either play a family video game, a family board game, or we watch a movie. Usually
Yeah.
a movie.
We do a lot of
TV
things
show.
together as a family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they take
Any favorite-
taekwondo.
Mhm.
They do soccer. They used to do
On
swimming.
Sundays.
Yeah.
Until, COVID.
Yeah.
It
COVID
was
stopped the
worst.
swimming. And then
I forgot how to swim.
yeah, it's been a while.
I almost sunk into
Yeah.
water.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
and the reason that we started the show, because, nothing else to do.
Yes.
And
Thank you, COVID.
yes!
Yes, right. Yeah, that's our story
Let's
as
not
well.
thank COVID
Yeah.
too quickly.
Well, no, but that's
Actually,
our
we
story. as
will
well.
thank COVID a lot, actually.
We all had COVID at one time.
Yes, except
Yeah.
for me.
So do we.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did you COVID.
No.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably did have it, but I didn't show any symptoms of it or anything.
Yeah.
I'm like always sick. He's always never sick. She's always never sick.
I've only
The
had a
baby's-
stomachache this year.
The baby's sick and the
Yeah.
mom's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
We-
just kind of have a sickness hierarchy. in
We've
this
been
house.
through it too. Yeah. We have a bug that goes around, and but
And then
it's-
the entire family catches it because mom and dad take care of us, and then they
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
And thanks to
exactly.
my brother, I get to share those germs too.
Yeah. It's family. That's what family's
That's what
about.
happens with
So,
siblings.
yeah,
Share
that's-
each other's
My
that's-
baby
germs,
brother
you know?
always follows me, so my baby brother gets sick,
Yeah.
and my baby brother always follows my sister, so she'll get sick. Then
Yes.
she gets
Yes.
sick.
Yes.
right. It just,
All of you.
yes, it just passes on. Yeah. But you mentioned about COVID. That's the reason why we started our podcast, because it's obviously, during that time, there's very little things for us to do. We couldn't go outside to enjoy the things that we used to do. So what we had at the time was Disney Plus. That was the first year. 2019 was the first year that Disney Plus premiered, and the first show was The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And Keith and I watched every episode, and then the day after, we would just sit at the dinner table or the breakfast table. We would discuss the episode. And
Why is there no such thing as a lunch table, but there's a breakfast table?
I
and a
guess
dinner
it's
table?
all one table for us, at least. Yeah. So
Yeah, but
depends on what type of food you're eating and what time of the day.
no
it is.
one says we talked at the lunch table. They say we talked at the breakfast table or we talked at the dinner table.
That's a good point.
Nobody
That's a
did
good
for
point.
once, I guess.
Yeah. So then we.
The middle of the day is lunch.
Yeah.
Lower it.
Shush.
So then, so we were talking about the episodes, and then my wife had the idea of recording us. And after
didn't
the
know.
right? She didn't tell us that we were being recorded, and she played it back, and she said, "You guys are very good. You should do a podcast." And I said no, and I'm not interested in doing a podcast.
And
But
guess
she
what
got
happened?
Yeah.
We did a podcast.
exactly. And she got some feedback from other people, and
And her
people
friend in
enjoyed-
Australia.
yes, right. And then
So
we don't know anything about podcasting, so
Or didn't.
yeah, my wife has a friend who lives in Australia who's a podcaster, and walked her through it, the equipment to use and how to set it up, and Tanya did this all by herself. And one day the three of us, me and the boys, came home, and here it was, this equipment sitting at the table, and here we are 2 years later.
Yeah.
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 Well, usually what happens with us is before we had the podcast, we always talked at the dinner table nonstop about what we're watching.
The
And,
mom would have gotten mad.
yeah, mom yells at us like, stop talking and eat.
Yeah,
actual
stop
eat.
talking. Yeah. Wait, at school, when we were going to school, you always talked.
Yeah. So we decided to save that conversation and then just do a podcast.
Yeah, but the podcast is really talkative.
Yeah.
We talk too much in the podcast.
Yeah. Sometimes you just go somewhere else.
Blabbering.
Yeah.
Yeah, blabbering.
Yeah.
That was in like the first and second season.
Yeah.
Now I guess
He's still doing it.
I mean
He's
he's
still
still
doing
doing
it.
it, but I guess it's like less. Yeah.
No, it's not less. He still does it.
It's a multiverse table. You have all out multiversal. You have all out toys. You have all out weapons. And weapons.
Don't tell people about our weapons.
And
Hey, yo.
Okay?
All right.
And we got drinks there. And then
Right.
I found a button. I almost pressed it.
Okay, stop it.
Yeah.
So, are you ready to talk about Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur?
Scientist.
Yes, let's talk about the show. Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So as of this time, there's 11 episodes on Disney Plus and Disney Channel. But let's talk about the first 6 episodes.
Yes, that's right. So now I understand that your family lives in Brooklyn, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Brooklyn, okay. And Lunella's family lives in the lower east side of New York City, of Manhattan. So how well does the show represent the culture and the communities of New York City, in your opinion?
It's pretty much the same. I mean, we
Yeah.
are facing the same gentrification here in Brooklyn too. Everything is being torn down. Buildings are coming up.
Yeah.
It's not the same place like it used to be. Yeah.
Mhm. Right. And then as far as the episodes, so let's go through the first 6 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So
The titles of the first six episodes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So first episode is called Moon Girl Landing. Second episode is The Borough Bully. Third is Run the Rink. 4 is Check Yourself. 5 is Hair Today, Gone Tomorrow. And 6 is The Beyonder. What were some of your favorite moments?
My favorite episode was The Beyonder because it actually shows someone that was from the Marvel comics and show. The Beyonder.
That Beyonder is
episode.
it's a lot different from
The Beyonder. Yeah.
Beyonder from the comic books.
Yeah, I don't think the Beyonder from the comic books like just saying and everything. Like
well,
that.
I mean,
It was also my favorite
get some-
episode.
Beyonder does not break out and sing and song and dance with a top hat on.
no.
He takes notes on everything.
Yeah,
And
he
destroys
creepy.
he looked more alien.
Yeah.
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 He looked jokey.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's funny you mention that because we know the Beyonder is from the comic books,
Right.
right? And the story behind it is, if you were a fan of Secret Wars back in the 1980s, there was this 12-issue series that came out called The Secret Wars. The Beyonder wasn't even a person in human form; it was this being. You didn't see him,
Like
but
a voice.
a voice, right?
Energy. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, right. And what
Binding the galaxy together.
Yeah.
Right. And what the Beyonder did was to bring these heroes and villains from wherever they were on Earth and bring them to this planet called Battle World.
Battle World.
Right.
So
And the idea was the heroes and villains were
Yeah.
to compete against each other and to see who would actually be the last person standing, and that they would get to rule the universe and things like that. So
A lot of changes in the Marvel universe. We saw the first symbiote, Spider-Man.
Symbiote.
Yeah. Symbiote.
yes, exactly. Yeah. So when we saw the Beyonder in this series, well, we figured, okay, well,
He's not going to be.
there's probably no connection to the MCU. then.
Yeah.
Man, here I am thinking, man, you
Like,
casted Lawrence Fishburne as the Beyonder? Like,
Yeah.
he's gotta be in the MCU. I still think Lawrence Fishburne is gonna.
Yeah,
be
yeah,
Beyonder
such a
in the
great
MCU,
voice
'cause He's
for-
got the voice and gravitas to do it.
Well, I mean, we are
He
getting
can
a
carry
Civil
the
War
role.
soon. You know.
But one of the things about the comics is they really ramble like a lot.
Yes.
Because there are so many Marvel comics that it take like years to read them all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's a lot of history. Yeah.
And everything,
A lot
I
of
feel like
time.
if I were to read it all in one sitting, it'd go in one ear and out the other. I'd forget everything.
Right. Well, you got to pick and choose. You can't read everything.
Yeah, that's why we have wikis.
Yes.
So that people don't have to go through the painstaking pain of reading all those comics, because people do that for you.
Yes. They summarize it. Yeah. And I'm wondering how they're gonna approach the Beyonder if he's ever gonna show up in the like live action version. We don't even know because they usually change up everything in the live action
If
version.
they put
anyway.
the Beyonder in that, he'll probably look more humanish. And yes.
Probably.
The only reason I like the Beyonder episode is because it tells you who the narrator is.
Yes.
Yeah. And he's been there since the second episode. And you see something on the van in
Lunella's secret hideout.
Yeah.
You see,
it was actually the Beyonder name was actually there the whole time.
Yeah, and we noticed it after
watching it a second time, watching the 6 episodes a second time.
Yeah.
There's little clues that they left for you.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, before the show premiered, did you know about Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur? Did you hear about it? Did you read up on it, or did you read the comic books before the series premiered?
Rayaan did not, but I already knew about her. So I was on Sora, like an app where I can read like books and stuff. And I was like, oh, let me check for like some Marvel books or like DC books. I go to Marvel and I find Moon Girl books, Miss Marvel books, and
Spidey books.
Shush. It was like actually the comic books. So I so I asked my dad about it. Like, hey, look, here's Moon Girl. Because I also had a book at home, like shows like 64 Marvel girls that changed the Marvel universe. It had Moon Girl in it, so I knew about her, and I read the comic books. So like, and then after I read all of them, Daddy showed me this like trailer kind of thing. Not really a trailer, it's just like a tiny
promo.
Yes. So like
for the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when I found out when it was, I was like, are you serious? All the way there? I can't wait that long.
Yeah. Well, now it is. Now it's
and
there.
I was like, I thought it was gonna be like super duper good. No.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I mean, it's good, but
you like
not
you like
that
the
good.
you like the comics better?
Yes.
Once she told me about Moon
I mean,
Girl,
it's a good adaptation. You know, I think one of the reasons I don't like it as much, I feel like it's like too closed off from the rest of the Marvel universe. You see like little hints like Wakanda references here.
Yeah,
and
it was out in the last episode.
I'd love to see if they do a second season. Let's open it up. Let's have her meet like Squirrel Girl. I think they'd be a good good friendship there with Squirrel Girl.
And they kept on talking about New Jersey, aka the where Miss Marvel is.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Oh wow, they roasted New
That's
Jersey.
a very good point. Yeah, right. Exactly.
New Jersey.
No offense to New Jersey, right? Yeah.
No offense to Jersey.
Yeah.
yeah, that was in the first episode.
And actually, in the comics, he met Miss Marvel.
Yes.
The only reason
the comics they meet everybody.
How I learned about Moon Girl was once the Moon Girl show came out, I got this Marvel Encyclopedia, the new edition.
Yeah, it had
and I read about
everyone.
Yeah.
I read
We
about
have that.
Dinosaur.
There's two of those.
Well, I'm old school. I like Moon Boy.
Yeah.
I used to read that. I remember there was a comic where Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur meet up Godzilla and they become best friends.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Wow.
They beat up Godzilla
Yeah, they met up
in a
Godzilla.
prehistoric era.
Why
Yeah,
not?
well, Godzilla got sent in through a portal somewhere.
Exactly. Yeah.
See what I mean when the comics ramble?
Well, I mean, that was creativity back in the day. I mean, this comic goes back to 1978, I think, is when it premiered.
Yeah, Jack Kirby.
Jack Kirby, right? Yeah, he's a legend. So that was his creative mind. That's what he
Moon
wanted.
Boy was like a little cave boy, it was like a Neanderthal. Yeah.
It's past it. Yeah.
I said, wish we could meet.
Yeah, I wish we could have met him as well. Yeah. So, Arianna, can I ask you a question? So, when you read it, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, what did you like about Moon Girl, the character?
So when I first read about her in my book, I was like, no way, she's the smartest person in the world and she's 9 years old. It was like so weird.
She's a little older in the TV show, right?
13.
13. That makes her less smart. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, she seems a little less smart than in the comic book.
A little.
Yeah.
I bet you if she got the banner box. The banner box is like this puzzle to show who's the smartest in the world. So
even Bruce Banner himself couldn't even do it.
So like
I feel like he made it.
She did it in 10 seconds.
Right.
Yeah. And Rayaan, what do you like about Moon Girl?
What I like about her is that she's super smart, and
I thought you liked the dinosaur more than anything.
You didn't say anything about Moon Girl. You don't like Moon Girl.
I don't like her. I said I like Devil Dinosaur more because he's a dinosaur.
Oh, so now you admit that you like Moon Girl. Ooh.
I said I like Devil Dinosaur more. She's like I only like it because she's smart.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's what attracted us to the series as well. Well, yeah, we first heard of Moon Girl. I think we got the graphic novel out from the library, and I just thought it was just very
Mom got it.
Yeah, wonderful to see. I mean, this little girl of color, who is so smart, so intelligent. That's a great representation that we need to have that you don't see very often. A little girl that age, and
exactly.
Yeah, so
or any person that age having a high IQ.
Exactly right. So this is it's great for kids to have that type of role model to see.
Yeah.
I actually know why. They probably did it so they can show that she's smart, like more smarter in the show.
Everything's different. Everything's different.
Well, she's inhuman, right?
Yeah, in the comics she's
in the comics.
Yes, but not in the TV show. Yeah. At least not that we know of yet.
We don't know.
I doubt she is.
They might throw a curveball at us in the season finale.
Yeah, we don't know.
They might
and again,
mutant, right?
Yeah, as we don't know if there will be a connection to it. Although
Miss Marvel's also inhuman, but then they made her a mutant in the MCU and nerfed that.
Good point.
I don't even know, because there are Inhumans, so I don't know why they nerfed all that.
I think because they had an Inhumans series, right? But it didn't catch on. So I think that's the reason why they let go of the Inhumans, and
because one TV show didn't take.
Well, yeah, because if it wasn't successful, then the impression is that people weren't interested in the Inhumans, so they had to make her a mutant instead. Right?
They brought back the same actor in Multiverse Madness, though.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like an Inhumans versus X-Men event?
Right.
What I do want to learn,
because every superhero fights every other superhero.
Right. Right.
Just about, the comics. Yeah, just about.
Right now they're doing like Eternals versus X-Men. I think right now.
They're what?
Yeah.
How about that?
I would like
that. I'm sure are better.
Now I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but it's on the internet. But there may be some connection to the series in the MCU, because I believe Colby Smulders,
Maria Hill,
right, is doing the voice of that character in one of the episodes.
So Maria Hill is in
the right. So exactly. So
always true, because we had Agent Coulson show up in Ultimate Spider-Man. I don't think that's canon either. So
right. So so the actor's name.
I think that's from a different universe, though.
Yeah.
That show is in its own universe.
Okay. I really have a question that I really want to know about.
What?
Sure.
Why, actually, it's something that I want to say. What? She actually copied a bunch of villains.
Yeah.
She copied the Rat King.
We're not talking about that episode, right?
Rat King is a little later.
He's still.
What?
Shush.
She copied the symbiote.
Yeah, there was a symbiote, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that was episode 2.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about other episodes. What did we like about other things that we saw in the first 6 episodes?
These are all like original villains, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
One of them is the characters. Who's your favorite character?
And also, her best friend is not in the comic.
Casey is not in the comics. They just made her out of nowhere.
Yeah, but she's a good character. I like Casey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see her in the MCU.
Maybe. You never know.
Speaking of which, do you think they'll ever do a live action version?
Moon Girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, never thought of that.
Because if you think about it, like Spidey and his Amazing Friends, that's different. I think that's another universe.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah. But Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur seems to be geared more to older viewers than Spidey and his Amazing Friends, because that's like Disney Junior. This is Disney Channel.
Right.
I see your point. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think this might have ties to the MCU, because Spidey and his Amazing Friends is in the kids section of Disney Plus. This is in the Marvel section, I think.
Well,
or is it in the kids section? I don't know.
I'm not quite sure, but I mean, as far as it being live action, they have the technology. We've seen dinosaurs in live action, right? So it's not like
cough, Jurassic Park.
Exactly. So
like they did this in the 90s. The tech has evolved so much by now that it's easy to do.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So I don't see why they couldn't.
I can load up Blender and like within 3 or 4 hours, I can have a dinosaur rendered.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to, so that 3 or 4 hours is mostly tutorial videos.
Yeah. I guess we'll have some kind of complications, which I'm sure the visual effects persons will figure it out, of having the dinosaur roam through New York City in the daylight. We haven't seen that before. I mean, we've seen them go through the towns at night to cover up any type of shortcomings in the visual effects. But if they really want to, it's
broad daylight.
Yeah, bring it out, and show what these visual effects can do.
Maybe they can do a little Easter egg, like in a Spider-Man movie, you see like a newspaper article, dinosaur in New York rampaging or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Ooh, that would be so nice.
Exactly.
Or even like in just a random MCU movie, get a Moon Girl Easter egg in the form of a newspaper or a sign or something. That wouldn't be fun if there was just a sign on a window that says "No dinosaurs allowed."
Mm-hmm.
That would be such a hint.
What I really think that should happen is there's like Peter Parker's going around like
swinging around.
Yeah. And while he's up in the air, he sees a dinosaur,
or like Moon Girl chasing after it with her like.
That would be pretty random, actually.
That'd be quite a giveaway, though.
Hugo.
Right. Yeah.
Usually, Marvel gives subtle hints.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it'd just be kind of funny if we saw Spidey swinging around and then just a kid and a dinosaur running through the streets. That would be hilarious. Like, unless there's some sort of team up involved.
Right.
Yeah, she actually has met Spider-Man.
I'm sure.
Miles Morales.
Yeah.
I think they know each other. Yeah. Good
Which
point.
one?
There's
one. Spidey.
I think it was Peter Parker, and then they fought the Pink Goblin.
The Pink Goblin.
Yes.
Do you know the Pink Goblin?
What? I thought there were too many goblins.
There's way too many goblins.
The Green Goblin. There's Harry the Green Goblin. There's Demogoblin, Hobgoblin, Green Goblin 2099. There's a Pink Goblin.
Yeah.
How many goblins do we need?
I mean, technically, she looks like a troll, but
I don't like any of them.
I know how many goblins they're gonna do. They're gonna do 100 goblins.
They should have like a show of just like goblins.
No.
Yeah.
So like Arbor Wars just with goblins.
Yeah.
All right.
No one would watch it.
Next, what about you? Do you have a favorite episode of the first 6 or something that stands out for you?
Not really.
No? Okay. All right. I would say I enjoyed the cyberbullying episode. The Borough Bully.
That's kind of a funny pick.
Why is that funny?
Because you're like, the way you said that though, I enjoyed the cyberbullying episode.
Well, okay, I'm not saying that I enjoy cyberbullying, but I just like the episode that teaches about cyberbullying because it's something that
sounds like. Yeah, I enjoyed watching children get cyberbullied.
Not at all. That's not what I'm saying at all. Man. I think it was a great lesson to learn, because social media is here to stay,
It's not going anywhere.
If our kids might be too young to have. You don't have a phone.
I do have a phone.
But okay, yeah, but you're not on social media. Is my point. But
that you know of.
But right, no. At some point, they're going to grow up and they're going to be on social media, and then they're going to have to deal with bullies. And how do you deal with it? And this episode actually taught a great way to handle a bully is because
shake him away.
Right. Well, you saw that if you continue to feed into the bully and give them more material, the back and forth that you're giving the bully, it just makes them
like, "You stupid jerk," the bully's just gonna respond back because that's what the trolls do. They enjoy that stuff.
And it just gets them stronger.
They enjoy getting a reaction out of people until they're too strong for you to beat.
Right. But then the idea is to just ignore the bully, right, and not feed into it in order to take away their power.
True.
Yeah. I like that.
Basically, the moral.
That's a great
lesson.
Yeah.
Moral of the story: don't feed into bullies.
No.
Yes. Starve it.
That's a message we should relay to children.
Yes, of course.
That's why we have this podcast.
That's very good, Keith. Relate to children. Yes. Children younger than you. All right. What else? There's anything else? Any other characters or favorite villains that came to mind?
Yeah, what's your favorite character?
Devil Dinosaur.
You said that already.
My favorite character is Devil Dinosaur because he is a dinosaur and he's super strong.
Yeah, and he has short hands.
Tiny hands.
Okay.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yes.
All characters have that.
Yeah.
His hands are smaller than a Lego minifigures.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
My favorite character is Moon Girl because she shows girl power and is super smart. I mean, not in the show. She's smart in the show. Yeah.
Did she ever meet Riri Williams yet?
Yes. I think she did. Yeah, she did.
Okay.
In the comics, yeah.
Why does Devil Dinosaur have such a really long name?
Well,
Devil's real name is
Terrifying Fire Beasts will bring about the end of all things.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, why is it so long?
Because the terrifying fire beast will bring about the end of all things.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
that's why they just shortened it to devil, because no one wants to say all that. Like, imagine just a person screaming out, "Oh my gosh, it's the terrifying fire beast who will bring about the end of all things." It's kind of anticlimactic to say all that. It'll be like, "Oh my gosh, it's Devil Dinosaur." That just rolls off the tongue.
Yes, it's perfect.
Instead of like a 10-word long title.
I actually would like seeing his regular name because like being mean to him by not calling him by his regular
17
name.
syllables long.
Yeah.
Right.
I think they just did that to make it funny.
Now, Kerwin, you think they'll ever introduce Moon Boy?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think maybe,
because they haven't gone into the origin of Devil Dinosaur, really.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is an audience for that. Bringing back a prehistoric man.
Moon Boy dead?
Well, in the comics,
he's dead.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any interest in seeing a caveman literally, walking the earth present day.
I'm not sure I would be.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say no. I don't think that I can see that happening.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Or do you think Moon Girl will ever travel to the dimension that
back to prehistoric time?
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
Did happen in the comics.
It did happen in the comics.
Yeah, because she made him go back, and before that, she met a moon, a talking moon.
What?
Yes.
How does the moon talk?
It has a face and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, anything can happen in the comics.
How does a moon talk? Sounds like a dad joke. I thought you were preparing for a dad joke.
It happens. It's the writer's creativity. They can come up with anything. You can get away with a lot in comics.
It wasn't a hallucination.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah,
it was not.
Yeah. What about any villains that stood out for you?
Crazy.
Do you have a villain that stood out you thought was interesting besides the cyberbully?
I will say Aftershock.
That was her first villain. I mean,
I'm with you on that one. Yeah, something.
Yeah.
I like the name. When I heard the name Aftershock,
sounds like a real villain.
Yeah,
because it is a real villain.
It would make sense.
She kind of reminded me of Livewire, though.
Yeah,
I feel like it would have been better if she was called Electrical Lady. Like
no.
If she's related to Electro.
Yeah, she should have been like either Electro or like somewhat related.
Why?
Yeah, I think they are in some way.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, I'm with you. I think she was and she was in the first episode. I think the idea of her, something about her character just felt more real than the other villains, because what she did was, her power is that she takes all the energy, electricity from the neighborhood and uses it to give her more power. Well, in turn, what's happening to the neighborhood
blackouts.
They're blackouts, right? So people can't run a business. They can't keep the business open. And then what happens is at some point they either lose the business or they lose money, and they have to close down. And that scene in the episode where Lunella is walking down the street and she's looking at all these stores that have the for sale sign on there or closed. Yeah. It's a very sad thing to see that happening in your neighborhood, because these businesses are, these people are middle-class people, who are, minority
working for a living,
minority-owned businesses, apparently, right? Who are, are working for a living. And then to have someone come in and just take away,
just siphoning
their power, right? To live and to survive. That's a very hurtful thing, and it's a real thing. People do come in to different neighborhoods, and like you were talking about gentrification. They come in and they decide, well, we want to create a new community, and then this is how we're going to do it. And sometimes it forces people to leave the community that they grew up in.
Yeah.
Was that here episode part of the first 6?
Yes, Here Today, Gone Tomorrow.
I actually like that episode.
Yeah, that was very funny.
It's going to, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't see that type of perspective.
Who's the worst villain in the show?
Beyonder.
No.
The lost villain?
The worst.
Oh, the worst villain in the show.
Oh, the lamest.
Yeah.
I have to go back and look at it.
The one who built the stilts to
What?
run.
Yeah.
Well,
That was episode 6.
The one that built the stilts in
the high heel shoes or whatever.
Yes, Speedy Lady was actually better for that.
Instantaneous Lady and
I have that in my nose. That is the weirdest name I've ever heard.
Electric Lady was actually better. Or Speedy Lady.
Speedy Lady, yes.
Speedy Lady.
Yeah.
Instead of Instantaneous Lady. She didn't even say it herself.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
They should have.
But how can someone take you seriously with that name?
Right? I wouldn't. I'd be like, whoa, who are you?
It's like
Sounds like
Devil
someone who
Dinosaur
needs a costume change and a writer.
Yeah, right. Well, it's pretty funny. I like the humor in the story, the characters. I like the idea of the multi-generational family. You have the mother and the grandparents and the young children all living together, and the knowledge that Lunella is gaining from these elders is pretty cool. And I love the music. What do you think of the music in the series?
Oh yeah, the music that's the standout. Yeah.
I love music.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, besides Moon Girl, what are your favorite shows? For the kids, like Arianna. What else do you like to watch?
Like to watch? Well, I like to watch
Bad Batch.
Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Rebels, and then there's older shows.
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian, definitely. Right. And then there's the older shows that I like to watch are like Kim Possible and Little Mermaid, Lilo and Stitch, the series.
Yeah.
Stuff
mostly
like that.
Everything on Disney Plus you watch.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like us. Yeah. Rayaan, what about you?
Watch Spider-Man and stuff.
I barely have any shows on Disney Plus, actually.
He likes to watch Hercules,
Spider-Man,
Mandalorian, Bad Batch, Rebels, Spidey.
That's all.
So you're big Star Wars fans, huh?
You're watching X-Men now, too.
Oh, yeah, we're also watching X-Men and X-Men Evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I still barely have any shows.
Yeah.
So sad.
Yeah. Well, you've come to the right place. We love to talk about Star Wars and Marvel. So, wow, this is great.
Most of the stuff that we do.
Yeah. We barely talk about DC because they're not getting anything new.
Yeah.
Or good.
It used to be my favorite universe. Now it's the worst. I like Marvel now better.
The last DC thing we were talking about was all the new DC movies that are coming out.
Yeah.
And my favorite DC thing that we did was when we were doing Super Sons.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
That was actually my favorite one.
We reviewed Super Sons recently. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, do you guys plan on seeing the new Flash movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
We see everything.
Yes, everything.
Yeah, because
as long as it's on streaming.
Yeah, we do anything with the multiverse.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Have you gone to the movies lately? Have you seen anything in the movies?
We
have not gone to the movie theater for a while.
We don't have time or
Yeah.
Or the budget.
Yeah, the budget.
It's very expensive to go to movies.
Yeah.
And we're trying to go to the movies.
Yeah.
Raiden, the smaller one, 3 years old.
We have no babysitter.
Yes. And
we can't leave mom home alone with the baby.
because she's
There's no way that baby can go to the movie.
So why don't you stay home?
You're right.
Why would I stay
home? Why
home?
would he stay home? Really?
I'm the host.
Yes. How is he gonna understand what happened?
Oh, I got a good idea.
What's your idea?
I'll send my dad over. He can babysit.
Oh,
Sure.
You'll drive
I can use
4
some
hours
space.
over here.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Well, I was hoping to go to the movies.
Maybe I'll go to the movies.
I guess
by myself.
I guess I'll babysit instead. Okay, that's fine. All right.
You sound sad.
Yeah, well, I was hoping to go to the movies, but now you're sending me to babysit, so I guess I got to babysit.
That was a joke. That's serious.
I know.
Unless you want to.
No, I'm a great babysitter. I love kids, so absolutely, I would do that. Yes, but every once in a while, Dad likes to get out and do fun things.
His bank account tells him he loves kids too.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Yes, I do. Yes, I'm generous. I can be generous with kids. I am. Yeah.
Yes,
I am. So.
We have a ton of toys in the house. Too many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that I had 1,000 toys.
Yeah, well.
What do you have coming up?
Sell them. Never.
What's coming up on the Geeky Dad podcast?
Well, we're doing a weekly review of The Mandalorian and Bad Batch.
We're doing Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yes, like you said.
What else?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking
I
about
don't want to set up the episodes. You should know. You should know.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell a funny thing that's going to be happening in the Bad Batch episode.
No, don't say anything. Now, we also have our spin-off, the Multiverse Kids, where we
Multiverse Kids show.
Yeah.
We're the host.
They're the hosts.
I'm
yeah, and we do a review of
animated shows,
animated movies and
video games.
And if any adults want to watch those,
yeah, we also have the After Dark for the adults.
Yeah, that's for adults only, right?
Yeah.
No, kids can
Yes,
watch
because adults want to have fun.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Adults want to watch kids.
Yeah, that's what you think. That's that. I like that idea. It's pretty cool because there's some things that Raphael, you want to watch that kids can't watch, and that's okay because you're an adult and you should be allowed to watch what you want to watch.
Exactly.
But that's a separate podcast, right? Geeky After Dark. I like that idea. That's
basically the catchphrase is it's a show for when the kids are asleep.
Exactly right.
Yeah, and we can get
No, that's mean.
It's not mean.
After I'm asleep,
Exactly right.
I never
That's
sleep, Dad.
Well, that's
you can't escape me.
Well, you have
I
to.
never go to sleep.
No, it's not possible. The body needs to sleep.
You have no
to sleep.
idea what's possible.
Okay. All right. All right. I think he needs some sleep right now. All right. Well, this was wonderful. I thank you, Raphael. I know we've been trying to get together with the children, with the families,
with the children.
Yes, with the family. Both of us, our families together for a good while. I'm glad we finally got to talk. And one thing about Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is a family show.
Yeah.
And I love the idea.
It's great for all ages.
It is great for all ages. And it's great to see someone on the screen that looked like us.
Finally, some diversity on the screen,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the episodes, right? And then, we'll discuss them, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll talk about them. And, thank you. So thank you for joining us. All right. And
wait, it's over?
Well, we're going to wrap it up. Do you have any other questions for the family?
No. Wow. Time flew.
Time does fly.
I feel like we just started.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what happens.
We should do this again.
Well, right. I mean, if we went on and on and on, I think we could be here for about 3 more hours.
You know what? Maybe after Moon Girl ends, we should regroup.
That's a good idea.
Do another episode.
We can do that. We can do a wrap.
Yeah, we do that all the time with Big T and Little T.
Right, exactly.
But we got to do something with them for the ending of the Bad Batch season 2.
We will. Right.
Do like a 3-part, like all 3 of us.
Yes.
We've done some episodes of Big T also.
That would be interesting. Yeah, we have all.
Now you're cooking with fire.
Yeah, 3 families. That's going to be an interesting show. We'll talk about that. We can do something like that.
Such a good idea.
And we're Star Wars fans.
Our entire family on. Like have Mom and Maceo join us on the show too.
Okay.
And then we could just have a packed house.
All right. No one will get a word in. I can tell you how this is going to go.
It's going to be a silent show.
The adults will not be able to talk. The kids are going to take over. So let's just get ready.
There'll be 5 children. No one else is going to say anything.
Yeah, we're just going to keep quiet. We're just going to be in the background.
You know what? You can have a seat, have many sips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'll take over.
I'll just sit here and just drink my water all day.
Hey, Dad, why don't you say something?
Like,
so you think?
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah. Okay, you're getting prepared, right?
Yeah, I'm getting very prepared on how to cut you off in the fastest
well, you
way
do that,
possible.
You do that all the time, so you don't have to prepare.
I know how you feel, Kerwin. I know how you feel.
Yeah. I know it's not easy.
No.
Where can people find us, Keith?
So you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or I'm not going to do this. Wherever you get your podcasts, if you'd like to listen to us. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Fatherson Galaxy. Our website is fathersongalaxy.com. And our merch store is fathersongalaxy.myspreadshop.com. So we have lots of fun stuff like mugs, sweatshirts, hoodies, things like that. Even little knickknacks.
Nice.
So check out our store as well.
Okay. And then, Raphael, where can we find you?
Yep.
Yeah, well, just like you guys, we're everywhere. And, just search us on any place that you listen to podcasts, the Geeky Dad Podcast, the Multiverse Kids Show, and the Geeky Dad After Dark. And we also have a merch store, too, at Redbubble. Look up the Geeky Dad Podcast there, and you
can go on YouTube to listen to us.
Right? And we have a Facebook page.
We have our own channel.
We have Instagram also. So, yeah. Just look us up.
Wonderful. All right. All right. This has been fun. Thank you so much. All right. So we have Raphael, Rayaan, Arianna, the Moran family, Geeky Dad Podcast. Thank you once again for joining us.
Yes. The biggest crossover with the two biggest geeky families out there. Yeah.
Oh, you have not met my dad.
Okay. All right.
That's a joke.
No, I take that as a compliment.
I know.
Good.
Being a nerd is awesome.
It is awesome. Yes. Yeah, right. 30 years ago, it was not, but now it is. Yeah. So,
and I get to be a nerd with my dad, which is like a dream.
Excellent.
That's what our show's about.
Yeah. That's what it's about. Exactly. So this was fun. Thank you so much. All right. So thank you all for joining us. Please like and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. Leave a comment on any of the streaming platforms. We would love to have your comments. And then, by the way, if you're leaving a comment on YouTube, I respond to all your comments. So please drop anything. Just leave any kind of note, and we will respond. I enjoy reading the comments.
The community posts. Me and my mom, we draft most of the posts, so I'm responsible for most of the polls, and Mom posts all those weekly updates when we're about to go live. So check out the community page as well.
Thank you so much.
On our YouTube channel.
All right, everyone. So that is it. So until next time, take care.
And we will see you again. May the force be with you, fellow geeks.
Always.